Welcome to Grab Coffee with me, presented by Dialed Golf Solutions. Today's guest is my guy from Columbus, Ohio, Samuel Davis, nationally known keynote conference speaker and information technology executive. He serves on several boards for several organizations, is the founder and CEO of Good Sport Golf Club. That's how we met, and is a passionate philanthropist, avid golfer, devoted community service volunteer, loving husband, and father. So, Samuel, welcome. Thanks for joining us. I am coming to you from Retro House, coffee bar and Asian bistro. But today I'm drinking tea, a oolong tea. What is your go-to coffee, Samuel?
Well, my typical go-to coffee would be a caramel macchiato, and if it's not that, it would be a chai tea.
Okay, now that's my favorite. So I guess we have something in common is a caramel macchiato. No matter where I go, typically I order that just to kind of test it. You have a funny coffee memory. Would you mind sharing before we dive into the business of things and the more important things? Tell us about that one coffee memory you have.
Good question. As I think about that, I would say there was a day while heading to the office, I was looking to stop in our nearby Starbucks, which was attached to the building that I worked in years ago. And I typically would order a caramel macchiato, which the people there knew was a regular number one. Well, I think the person there may have been new. And so, for whatever reason, they interpreted that I wanted to have a triple espresso with maybe 4 pumps of sugar. And it caused me to be very amped up for the remainder of the day. I think I stayed wide awake for at least 20 plus hours, and I'll never forget it. So, word to the wise, make sure that you have good clarity when ordering your coffee because the alternative may not be to your liking.
Exactly. One does not sound like the other. I don't know how they got that mixed up. So let's dive into it. I read some of your bio there, but let's kind of go through that journey or your journey. How did you get started in your field?
So, first off, I would like to say thank you for the opportunity, the attention, the consideration. You've been a good partner for many, many years. I tried to recall how many years, and I really do not know how many. I'm guessing well over 7 or 8 by now. But as for me in the golf industry, I've always enjoyed the game. I've always enjoyed the camaraderie that comes with it and the opportunities for fellowship and just networking. So I've always had a admiration for it. And a number of years ago, let's say 13 years ago, my wife had asked me, "Hey, you've worked at a chamber of commerce. You've helped many people start their businesses. Why not start your own?" Well, at the time, I had no idea what I would like to do. So she bought a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And the premise of that book is to come up with an idea, write it down, and set a date. So after I read the book, she asked me that one question. "So, what do you like to do?" "Well, I like to golf." "Why?" "Well, I like people." She said, "Okay, well, start a golf league." And so I went online, did a Google search. How do you start a golf league? Called up a local golf course, made them aware that I'm interested in starting a league. They made me aware of an actual day and a time where there was an opening for, let's say, 16 person for 16 weeks. And so I did all the due diligence and signed up. The first year was a complete wreck. It was a hot mess. I took the feedback from the participants, the golfers, and really took it to heart. So I took all of that feedback as each of them decided to return. And the next year, it was much more streamlined. It was much more professionally organized and managed. And it was actually enjoyable. So much to the point to where individuals not only indicated they'd be returning, but they're going to recommend others join this league. Well, as it was only a 16 person, 16 week, there was no room for that particular league, which gave reason to create a new league. And from there, basically treating each and every league member as a valued customer, client that we value and ensure their experience is a fun one where we ensure that each of our leagues are fun, organized, competitive. That became a model. And so what started as an idea evolved into a product and eventually ascended into an operation to where we're now in 37 different states and we have more than 400 golf leagues and it started with one. So we're very humble, very grateful for the success and the support.
Through your golf tournaments, and you guys do a great job. You have a great team. The courses are great, so everything about it, I just love. But how do you juggle, everything that you do, right? So you're an IT executive. You have these leagues. You have the good sport, a good sport golf club. How do you juggle all that? And you are a keynote speaker.
Yeah, so, I'm glad that you asked that question because it allows me to give a full answer. So, Good Sport Golf Club is an association of amateur golfers. And these are individuals that play golf in leagues around the country. So that's the business. But what makes Good Sport Golf Club special is that we coordinate, organize, and manage charity golf outings around the country, not only for nonprofits, but also for public and private sector and government entities as well. So we do all the work from start to finish until the completion of the event, ensuring that it's fun, that the atmosphere has great ambiance, and that there's kindness throughout and good experience. So we specialize in managing golf events and also managing golf leagues. To answer your question around how does it all get managed, it takes a community. It takes a good team. Very fortunate to have individuals that have committed themselves towards offering good customer service, quality follow through, and repeatable outcomes that ensures that individuals that are in our leagues treat it like a product to where they prioritize this experience. Typically, again, uh, 9 holes only, weekly basis, co-ed leagues, 16 person, 16 weeks. They treat it as a product. So it takes a team. I'm a technologist by trade, have been in the industry for 20 plus years, elevated to a point where I became a certified solution implementation specialist. So that's what I enjoy doing, helping organizations with the proof of concept all the way to the prototype and implementing solutions that add value to their organizations. So I took a lot of my background doing what I'm passionate about to do things in life that allowed me to receive greater fulfillment. I just try to prioritize, family, being a happily married man, proud parent of 2 kids with other things. So I try to keep the trifecta in order.
I was going to ask what motivates you, and I think you're kind of going that route. But what currently motivates you in your role, both roles, or several roles that you have?
I'm very humbled to say that I am today the man I used to imitate trying to be 30 years ago. And that has been through hard work, diligence, and consistency. Some failures, many successes, but a plethora of life learned lessons and wisdom being gained. So, as a first generation college graduate on both sides of my family, I had to learn early on how to listen, to learn so that I may understand, and to digest tools and systems that work based on evidence of proven methods. So I had to learn the importance of creating value in the lives of others, paying it forward, giving back, which is why I consider myself to be an avid philanthropist. I love to give back, support those that are supporting others, and being a part of circles where people are trying to do things that are meaningful. The mantra at Good Sport Golf Club is that we welcome everyone. We try to ensure that not only are people interacting with those that have empathy, but more importantly, they have kindness. So though we may think we know what a person's going through in life, we have no way of knowing. Well, when you're in one of our golf leagues, if you hit a great shot, good job. You hit a terrible shot, good job. So it's all about that experience and just having one reason to return. So what motivates me is doing my part to create value in the lives of others while spreading a bit of positivity that becomes its own domino effect.
And you do a great job at that, and very consistent at that. And I'm glad you became the man that you pretended to be 30 years ago. But it's just been great seeing that in action, right? Seeing that in action, towards others, then also, towards me, as I grew and as I grew my company. So I certainly do appreciate that. Now, what trends or changes that you are most excited about in your industry, whether it's the golf industry or the IT industry or both?
My perspective and visibility lens is that they're one and the same. Most organizations that interact with people are technology organizations as we rely on technology to communicate virtually and other methods. So as a technologist, I feel that the business that have been developed after we identified problems in the industry. We identified that many amateur golfers seek to know where they can go to find a league that's fun, organized, and competitive. And unless they know of individuals that can make a recommendation, they may have a bit of a gap. Well, that is one of the reasons why we were able to provide a solution to a problem so that when individuals go to goodsportgolf.com, they're able to view nearby local leagues that are in their proximity. And if there is no league in their proximity, they can recommend that one be created there that accommodates them and those that they know and enjoy. And for other leagues that have been in operation for many years, they may just want to stop volunteering people to do the logistics and the management and the coordination and the standings and the pairings. We do all of that through a simple, easy interaction through a mobile technology application. So for me, business, technology, golf, they all intertwine and they all serve a purpose that ensures desired outcomes, which is value creation in the lives of others. If I were to give someone in this space that's trying to grow, to develop, to evolve, remain relevant, necessary, and referred to in a positive manner, I would say to prioritize the user experience as your key metric that justifies your continuation as a business entity. So if individuals prioritize the user experience, ensuring that they view their service or product as something that's meaningful, that is people centric, that enables something that elevates the experience that individuals feel is beneficial, I think the return on investment becomes justified and clearly defined so that it can be defined by individuals. And I think that's what leads people into reaching success. So if you have a product or service that someone designates as valuable and they're willing to obtain it, you've identified a monetized service or product. So the user experience, quality as a service, those are some of the things that equip entrepreneurs to be successful in their areas, wherever they may be. So that would be my advice.
Great. I was going to ask you to leave us with a gem or a little motivation, but I think that was motivational enough. But what's next for Samuel Davis? What's next?
You know, I'm grateful to live in the moment. I have a wonderful family. I'm fortunate to have good health. I try not to neglect opportunities when they present themselves. And I try to form good alignments with those that are looking to collaborate, partner, and align in good ways. So I've been fortunate to have established a good brand within the golf community around the country. And I'm grateful for the collaborations we have and the collaborations we're going to form. There are large organizations that do similar things and some that do totally different things. We would love to be a partner and also a collaborator in many ways. We would love to help elevate and grow the great game of golf in any way possible and feasible. So, as a person that specializes in the ideation of an idea and the fulfillment and delivery, I welcome any and all conversations. So, what's next? I look forward to what that may be. But as for now, I think, Ian, I'm getting pretty close to having peace. And I think that's the sweet spot between being ambitious and being content. So I think a good person or a smart person knows there's a sweet spot and try not to tamper that. So if you have a good balance between being ambitious and being content, that's peace, in my opinion. So that's where I feel I'm getting very close to. So what's next? I look forward to it.
This is great. I always love our conversations, and I'm glad we're actually recording one, so others can hear what I hear, and be motivated by some of the things that we talk about. So, my audience, those who are listening to this podcast, all about Good Sport Golf Club. Reach out to Samuel Davis, look into that, help him grow, and if you need his help, he will help you do the same thing with your golf tournaments. Just want to say thank you. Thanks again, Samuel. And remember, we're stronger together. Build people, build community, and we're going to build forward. Thanks again for being on our podcast.